Hello. I wasn't lying when I said that I would change my setup. This is at my desk. You can't see it, but I am set up in an attic. Um, the lighting in here is a little bit yellow for my taste. I'm more of a like regular white light rather than a soft sort of warm light. But anyway, I'm going to talk about some albums today because that's what I said that I would do. Um, like I said, I've been listening to a lot of contemporary music because my town's music taste has been stuck in 2004. So yeah, I had a lot of catching up to do, and I'm still trying to catch up. Um, and when I say it's stuck in 2004, I mean it's more stuck in 2003. But so let's just jump right in. Uh, Carly Rae Jepsen, Emotion. This album messed me up like a lot, badly. It's good. Um, I would recommend it to anybody, and I've even been trying to get a friend of mine to listen to it, but he doesn't listen to music actively or whatever. Uh, so like this album hit me in a way that it probably has hit a lot of people. It was probably intended to hit people. I still adore it. It's in my driving playlist, which, by the way, I'm not a music critic. I'm not going to tell you what I think of the timbre and the mix and stuff like that. That is Anthony Fantano's job, and he does it better than I could. I'm just here to say this is what I've been listening to. This is what I'm able to talk about. Um, and so my criteria for if I like something or not is it in my driving playlist? Kind of simple explanation there. So yeah, good album. If you want to cut the B side in it, because they like have it as two separate albums on Spotify, I like side B a lot as well. Store is fun, and Roses is good. Um, yeah, I would recommend this. I would recommend this one. And in order to keep this to one album per artist, I am going to jump to Childish Gambino's Camp, which is completely different. Um, this one I didn't realize at the first listen through is heavily misogynistic, and I don't agree with that. You know, I still like it musically. But I have to admit that I don't like the whole album. I don't like Heartbeat. I don't like Les. I don't really know what he intended that to be pronounced as. But I like Sunrise. I like that Power, especially the end of it with the um, bit about the bus ride. Um, I'd recommend it, but I gotta say I'm not entirely comfortable with some of the themes on the album. Um, but the sort of not belonging anywhere, that does hit me. I was a very uptight elementary schooler, to be honest. I didn't have terribly many friends, and I didn't know how to carry myself properly in a way that made people actually like me. At least I think that's my running theory for now. I might re-examine this later. So yeah, Camp, uh, decent album. I would recommend it, but I would say it is a little in spots. Um, so yeah, uh, Kanye West. I've listened to his entire discography from College Dropout to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, except for Watch the Throne because Jay Z's tidal wave music stuff is whatever. Um, Today I'm just going to talk about College Dropout though. I love this album, although I think of it and Graduation and Late Registration as all being one sort of larger project, personally. Um, but College Dropout is fantastic. I know that it came out in 2004, and I just complained about my town being stuck in 2004, but this is different. This is stuff that I was not exposed to growing up. I just wasn't exposed to much hip hop. Um, I like All Falls Down the most. I also like We Don't Care. I like the whole album really, but those two tracks in particular stand out as my favorite too. Um, I love the attitude presented, and I think to a certain extent, I would view Kanye West as a role model. I don't think that you're supposed to take everything from a role model because I used to know a guy who looked up to Michael Jackson, which, okay, he made some good music. He was really impressive. Slept with children. At least, literally just slept. I think I don't really know entirely what happened there. It's not my place to ask. It's a controversy that I think has been put to bed, so I'm just gonna gloss over that. But yeah, College Dropout, I would recommend it. Midnight Marauders by A Tribe Called Quest. The town where I grew up and like the people that I grew up around. In elementary school, I didn't interact with anybody, and then in middle school, I went to one of I might talk about this in the future video because it was a private school founded in 1969. If you know enough about history, that should tell you enough, you know. Anyway, Midnight Marauders. I loved this album. It was too cohesive for me to be able to find a track that I specifically liked. But I will say that I liked the track that ended in the voice lady saying, 7 times out of 10 we listen to our music at night. Thus spawned the name of this program. To maraud means to loot. In this case, we maraud your ears. I will put the name of that track across the bottom or across my face or across the top or somewhere because I can't remember it right now. And this is actually the 3rd time I've recorded this and I haven't looked it up for whatever reason. So yeah, I like that track. The whole album is really cohesive though, so I would recommend listening to it as an experience. And yeah, I'd recommend it. Last thing I think I'm going to talk about is going to be Kamikaze by Eminem. I didn't like this one. I just didn't. I'm not terribly well versed in things like mixes and whatnot, so I liked some of the beats, but ultimately the album was just too bitter. It gives me this image of Eminem as this vindictive old man in rap, and I just can't. And he also talks about specific artists, and I like my musical anger much more institutionally directed. I haven't listened to Rebirth or Revival. That's what it is, Revival. I haven't listened to it yet, but Kamikaze does not make me look forward to it. Didn't like his remark about Tyler the Creator. Yeah, didn't vibe with me. I guess I might recommend it for context, I guess. Because it is a talking point, and some people have liked the album, I'm sure. Because some people like that kind of bitterness and sort of hatred that Eminem seems to carry sometimes. It's not for me. I might listen to some other parts of his discography and find that I like them. I'm not entirely certain. So yeah, I think that's about it for this video. I'm probably going to record another one where I talk about some things like Pollinator by Blondie, Avondale Bowling Club, and I don't know, I'll think of something. If you've got any questions, any recommendations, leave them in the comments and I will either respond to you there or in another video, because I kind of like the idea of giving sort of a video response to things, since I come off as a little bit robotic in the comment section. So yeah, I think because I don't really have a sign off beyond see ya. I'm gonna say something that is inoffensive, but it might get people started. It might get people going in the comments. So respect trans rights. See ya.